Hey everyone, and welcome to the Art of Online Marketing live show. Today we're going to be talking about the different platforms where you can go live on social media. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Denise Allison, and I help you grow with social media and live video. So like I said, on today's show, we're going to be talking about the various places where you can go live on social media. So I think by now we all know that we can go live on Facebook. I'm coming to you live on Facebook pretty much every single week. So what happens is the Art of Online Marketing live show. It originates as a Facebook live show, and then most of my audience, they watch it there, either live or the replay. A handful of people are watching it in a repurposed format, so either on YouTube, on my website, or on LinkedIn, or what have you. So those are possible as well. So those aren't the only places. Facebook isn't the only place you can go live. You can go live other places too. So that's what I want to share with you today. So let me know in the comments where you have ever gone live, if anywhere, and what your thoughts were on it. So this episode is sponsored by the Live Video Formula, which is a small group program for thought leaders, experts, and coaches to learn how to use live video to build connections with their audience, build those much needed relationships with their audience, and ultimately grow their business and visibility with live video. So if you want to learn more about that, I'll be putting the link in the comments, or you can head over to strategro.ca/live-video. All right, so today's topic, live video, where is it a thing? So, like I said, every week I come to you live on Facebook, and there are some great features on Facebook Live, and it's one of the most popular live video platforms, I would say, and it's probably one of the most used platforms at this point in time. And Facebook Live is great because those who are already following me or connected with me on Facebook can see my live videos. So that is great. And some other benefits are that when you go live on Facebook, there's a replay. So that lives on indefinitely until you decide to delete it, or maybe you delete it right away. That's really up to you. But that video can live indefinitely. You can download that video and you can share it in other places. So like I said, I repurpose it. So I download that video, I post it to YouTube, I post it to other places. So it makes it really easy to be able to do some of those things. You can also schedule your videos on Facebook. You can share the link, you can share it in groups, you can share it in chats, you can share all kinds of places. So it really is versatile, and there's lots that you can do with your videos when you're using Facebook Live. So I think we have a good sense of what you can do on Facebook Live. So I want to share with you where else you can go live and some of the nuances of those platforms and what makes them different than Facebook Live. So first up is Instagram. So you can go live on Instagram through Instagram Stories. And it's a little bit different than all the other live video platforms, honestly. It kind of works in its own world. So what you do if you want to do an Instagram story is you click on the little camera icon in the top left, I guess it is, like you're going to create a story, and then on the bottom menu there's an option to go live. So you click on live and it opens it up, and all you need to do is press down on the button and you are going live to Instagram. So the great benefit of Instagram Live is it's super simple. You don't even need to put in a title. You can see who's commenting in real time. You can see who's joining you. And another great thing about Instagram Live is it's really, really easy to bring in guests. So if you want to, if someone wants to ask a question, if you want to do kind of an interview, all of those are a lot easier on Instagram than they are on other platforms. But Instagram Live is also very limited. So first of all, on Instagram, the replay doesn't live forever. So when Instagram Live was first introduced, like the second you were done being live, the video just disappeared into oblivion. But what happens now is you go live and then you have the option to save the live to your story for the next 24 hours. And then after that, it's gone. So you can't save it and repurpose it like you would on other platforms. So that's one thing. It's vertical only. So on Instagram, you know, you're doing your stories and everything like this. Well, your live video needs to be vertical only too, and that's kind of the nature of Instagram stories and the way that Instagram is generally going. What else is different? So the main thing is this, that you can only go live on Instagram directly from your phone. So you need to open up Instagram on your phone, go live from it, and that's about it. So you're only going to see a lot of videos of kind of like this, someone speaking to the camera, or they might flip it around and show you something interesting. But you can't show your screen, you can't show slides, you can't do that kind of thing, because you need to do it natively in the app only, and you can't use, for example, third-party software to stream to Instagram. So that is a little bit limiting as well. Let's see, what else do we need to know? I mean, that kind of leads to a secondary thing, and it's a question that people often ask me, is can you go live to, say, Facebook and Instagram at the same time? And no, you cannot. You can, we'll get to this in a minute, you can multi-stream to some of these platforms. So say I wanted to go live to Facebook and YouTube at the same time through this like streaming software. You can go live to more than one place at a time. So it just like sends out your signal to more than one place. But you can't do that for Instagram because it's native only. So that is one drawback of that. So you might have noticed sometimes when I'm going live to Facebook, I'll also be going live to Instagram separately on my phone. So I turn on Instagram Live and I put my phone here and do it at the same time. And it doesn't really work out great, because if I am focusing my attention here on the Facebook cast, then the whole time I'm not looking at Instagram, and it all looks really, really weird and funky. So that is one disadvantage of Instagram Live. Even though it's a great platform that's really easy. And I mean, that's generally what you need to know about Instagram. It's easy, it's vertical, bringing guests is simple, it lives inside stories, but it does have some limitations. So you can't be using software to go live, can't schedule lives, can't save the lives, and that kind of thing. All right, so next step is YouTube. So we don't talk a lot about YouTube on this show because to me it's kind of its own different world. It's a little bit separate from social media per se. But one thing that you need to know about YouTube is that YouTube prefers more produced, edited, like clean kind of content without the oops and the ahs and the weird random things that might be happening on live video, right? So you might be thinking, well, okay, why does YouTube have live, and how can I take advantage of YouTube Live if that's kind of the deal over at YouTube? And the answer for you is webinars. So webinars is one of the greatest ways to take advantage of YouTube Live. So it kind of works through, if you ever use Google Hangouts, you're kind of accessing it through Google Hangouts, really. So YouTube Live can be great, and it's a free place to host, great free place to host webinars. And I've done it many times, and it's always gone over very nicely. So what you do is you go and you schedule a live event in YouTube, in like your YouTube setting things. If you have an account, which most people do, you set your video to unlisted, and then you're good to go. You have a link of where the video is going to be at that date and time. You share it in your opt-in email with the people who sign up for your webinar, and they tune in at the time that you're going to be live, and they're watching you on the YouTube platform. And like I said, it works really nicely. And then another great thing about doing it this way is then once you're done, the video is already saved on YouTube, and it's easy to send your people who signed up the replay link. So what happens on most platforms where you're going to do a webinar is you do it, and it saves a video in an MP4 format, and then you need to upload it probably to YouTube and then share it. So it takes out that step. There are some disadvantages, such as the chat is available and it's great, but you can't really see it while you're presenting. So what I do is I have another screen here. I don't really use YouTube Live for these anymore, but I used to a lot. And the other disadvantage is people can't they can't join the chat if they're not logged into YouTube. So sometimes people will say I was there, but I couldn't access the chat. It's something to do with that. So it works really well as a beginner platform for webinars. Let's just say that. Another thing that someone shared with me once about YouTube Live is it produces a better picture than Facebook Live. So if you were going to repurpose those videos, so like I said, I always download those videos and repurpose them. If your goal was to repurpose those videos, you could say multicast to Facebook and YouTube at the same time and use that YouTube video to share elsewhere. I honestly haven't done it myself because it seems more technology, seems like more things can go wrong, but that's something to keep in mind too if that's where you're at. All right, and lastly, the last one I want to share with you today is Twitter. And so you can go live on the Twitter platform on their on Twitter's platform Periscope, which is owned by Twitter and is very integrated with Twitter. So before Facebook Live was launched, Periscope was a big deal. It had all this buzz and energy. It's something that people were talking about a lot until Facebook Live launched, and then suddenly nobody was talking about it. So it was one of the first mainstream ways to go live on social media. So lots of people were using it, but it seems to have lost a lot of steam. And if you watch the show a lot, you know I'm not a huge Twitter user or fan, so it's kind of generally just the way Twitter goes, right? So I've only used Periscope a handful of times, but I'm going to share with you what happens when you go live on Periscope, because it is an interesting platform that you could get a lot of use out of. So when you go live on Periscope, Periscope is kind of its own app and its own world, but it's connected to your Twitter account. So when you go live, you will be broadcasting live inside of Periscope, but then that video also lives on your Twitter profile. But I think you need to check a box or click a button to make it safe there. So like I said, it's a separate app. But the interesting thing about Periscope is that people don't need to be connected with you or following you to watch your live videos on Periscope. So if I went live on Periscope right now, it would basically bring you like, all these people are live now, and you could watch anyone that's happening, give them some hearts, and that kind of thing. So it does open up a new door for connecting with people, but it's all kind of random. Like there's all kinds of people, but it's hard to categorize them into people you want to be broadcasting to and some that you might not necessarily want to be broadcasting to. So that's something to keep in mind too, right? All right, so Periscope, supposedly, I read this online that it's mobile only, but it's really not as strict as the Instagram one, because I have gone live to Periscope with my webcam on my desktop and it's all worked out fine. So I think it's meant to be mobile only, but there are definitely workarounds to be able to do that. And it was quite simple. It wasn't a whole to-do to go live on Periscope. So that was simple enough. The video can live indefinitely and like it lives forever. You can share it to your profile, like I said, other people can share, and so on. And there doesn't really seem to be a time limit on how long you can go live. So I mean, maybe you can try it and let me know when the cutoff was. And you can save the video directly to your phone, so that really it gives you a simple way to repurpose that video in other places. So that's good too. But overall, Periscope just doesn't really have the same huge audience as Facebook Live and even Instagram Live or YouTube Live. So you'll really need to consider whether this platform will work for you. If you're already using Twitter and it's great and it's working for you, then Periscope might be a great place for you. If you're not already a Twitter user, you might want to do some research into if it's a good place for you. All right, so there you have it. So of course we have Facebook Live, which is kind of the most multifunctional, lets you do a whole bunch of things. So we have Facebook Live, and it's great. I, of course, love it because I'm here every week. We have Instagram Live, which is a great platform too, but is very different than the others, and it has its own limitations. We have YouTube Live, which is great for webinars. This kind of video, it doesn't work as well. And then of course we have Twitter/Periscope, which is another platform that's accessed mostly on mobile. So there you go. I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about where you can go live and how each of these platforms works and how they're each unique. And if you want to learn more about using live video to grow your business, build your audience, and attract more customers to your business, I am having another session of the live video formula starting next week. And that is a great place for anyone with teachings, trainings, and content to really share and connect with their audience. So if you want to learn more, you can head to strategiker.ca/live-video, or I'll also be putting the link below for you to head over and learn a bit more. All right, everyone, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you all next week.